Hi guys, it's Borkson. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, today's video, I made it yesterday and I went to edit it completely. Went to upload it and realized it was filmed. I must have had my phone, I'll show you guys on my tablet, up like this at some point rather than like this, and I don't remember doing that. So I'm gonna see if I can film this video in one go. It's supposed to, you guys, for YouTube, you're supposed to film this way, not this way, because this way it looks funny, so you gotta film this way, like this. So anyway, guys, today is Today is a really fun video. If you guys seen it, you already know what I'm doing. It's Kittredge, an American Girl movie review. So guys, I love this movie, guys. I watched it. It's the first time I've ever seen it. You guys know I'm a big American Girl fan. I actually didn't say this in the original video. I actually owe, not completely my love of American Girl. I've always loved American Girl. I just had to keep it hushed up. But it's 16. So in a way, like I was saying, guys, I owe some of my love for American Girl to Kittredge. Because I always wanted an American Girl doll. And I used to talk about them, guys. My friends from that era even say, when this movie came out, also, they remembered me. And sorry guys, hold on. Sorry guys, I don't know if you'll be able to hear that background noise, guys. I always hear, every time I hit record, goodness, I swear, always loud, something loud. One time I was filming and they were playing Christmas music, and I was like, ugh. So anyway, guys, this is Vlogmas Day 31, but this video is not. This video is not part of Vlogmas, but today is Vlogmas Day 31. It's New Year's Eve. I do show that as Vlogmas because it's fun. But anyway, guys, so this is Kittredge. Anyway, guys, so like I said, all my friends in the era know that I loved American Girl, but I was never allowed to have one. My parents' philosophy, or just my mother's, was, if I buy one for you, then I have to go and buy one for all of my nieces and everybody. I can't afford to buy American Girl dolls for everybody. So guys, this isn't a slam. I don't understand that philosophy, because when I got backpack babies, you guys know, my childhood, all my backpack babies and my childhood ones, only one's not. At my childhood home, there's another doll brand that I liked, backpack baby with accessories. My dad already bought those dolls for me. So we didn't have to buy them for everybody else. My one cousin got one, but her stepdad bought it for her. Guys, like I said, I'll talk about in later video, like family and all that. I respect it. I respect that he didn't expect my parents to buy one for his children. He bought his children then. But I was the one who loved American Girl in my family. I love Cabbage Patch, all that stuff, guys. But let's get into this actual review of this movie. But I just wanted to give you guys like a little back. I love American Girl. If you guys are new to my channel, or channels, this is for Carrie and Michelle and Mrs. Borkson. It is both my YouTube channels, guys. You guys would know I am into American Girl. I have two Kittredge's dolls. I have two kits. One I bought secondhand. I renamed Catherine. Her hair was cut a little bit. She was meant to be a costume that I turned into Kit's slightly older sister. And then I have Kit. They were both gifts from my late father for my birthday the same year. So nice. Anyway, guys, so one, the story is based off of American Girl Kit. I already said that. You guys already know that. Sorry, guys. Two, the movie puts things from Kit's 6 original books. Let me go back a little bit if you guys are new here. You guys don't know nothing about American Girl. Some people don't. They have book series. The first couple dolls had 6 original books. So the movie, guys, since I started watching it, I realized that there was things happening. I was under the assumption all this time, because I'd never seen this movie until now, that the movie was based off Kit's first book only. That isn't true. They took everything. So and I keep having, like I said, goodness, every time I go to film, I have a hiccup anymore. I apologize for that, guys. So anyway, guys, I don't know. I liked the movie. The movie could have been a little better, yeah. But well, I could tell it was geared towards younger people, and I wanted to go to the movies to see this movie when I was a kid. I'm gonna say, let's see what's the rate. From the opening, you can tell it's a 30s movie. Yes, guys, in the opening, I could tell by the music it was a 30s movie, and I was like, this is something wholesome. I'm like, I can tell this is something PG. This is something G-rated. This is something wholesome. Just by the interest, guys, I started reading actors' names, started recognizing actors, like the lady who was in Shameless, who played, I always forget her name, I still played, Sheila, that's her name, Karen's mom. After Allison Guys, I'm sorry, I get counted. The second lady who played her, the one who played her after the pilot. Who was Alan? I don't know any Alan. Anyway. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so. And then they had the guy from Bates Motel who played Dylan Max. I should look up his name. Played a character named Will. He comes in very important at the end. Also, guys, there's going to be spoiler alerts for the movie and for the books. So keep that in mind when you are watching this video. There's going to be spoiler alerts. 4. Now, guys, it's all out of order here, so it's kind of weird. The story is about a young girl, 10 years old. Her time growing up during the Great Depression. Guys, oh, touches my heart. If you guys don't know, my uncle was very young, and look, the cat's trying to get in the video. My uncle was very young. Let me turn your nose. When the Great Depression happened, I think he was born. I'm going to try and count backwards. So the Great Depression was, he was born during the Great Depression. Guys, a fun fact about me is all of my dad's siblings were born except my guys. Oh, I had to wait a few minutes and the cat was going to leave. Okay, guys, so I was at number 4. Explain to me, guys. The Great Depression, if you don't know, happened from 1929 to 1939. Now, guys, if I would have waited a year and a half or a year, if I didn't wait a year to film this video, if I would have seen this movie a year earlier, I wouldn't have had to have looked it up. Fun fact about me is I literally lived with a Great Depression encyclopedia. Basically, like I said in the first part of the video, guys, I'll be editing and making this one long video. My uncle was born in 1927. My aunt was born in 1929, I believe. And I'm not going to give out the birth year of my other uncle, because he's still with us. And my dad was born 1934. And that's why I keep putting 34 down as the time of the Great Depression. I keep thinking that's when it started. No. It started in 1929. So yes, guys. 5. Kit lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. She wants to be a reporter. Yeah, because I know my reading voice is a lot. So yeah, so Kit wants to be a reporter, which I think is beautiful. She writes things, guys. In this movie, she does that. They actually show her typewriting. They show her typewriting typewriter breaking, just like they do in the book. I love the book, guys. It was fun. The movie was fun too. It was great. 6. Kit's family takes in boarders in to pay the bills. Now, guys, I think that this happened. This happened all throughout history, guys. Hair in my mouth. That's really hair in my mouth. Guys, all throughout history, sometimes when times are really bad, and Great Depression was the worst time. People say that like 10 years ago was as bad as the Great Depression. No, it wasn't. No, sorry, Bob, it was not. And let me explain why to you, so I guys can such as why it wasn't. First off, guys, if you guys do research on the Great Depression, food was tight. Times were tight. There was no jobs. We have jobs. I mean, we're in a recession, but we're not in a Great Depression. Like, that is ridiculous. There's no bread lines, guys. And like I said in the video, I will be doing a whole Great Depression video. I've been planning it for years. I didn't want to probe my dying father, but I wanted to make videos. Okay, guys. Oh, I didn't say before. I have the Facts of Life in Paris in the background. It's the Facts of Life show, like in a movie form special, but it's broken down from episodes, so it's kind of like okay. Because anyway, yeah. So people did that. Now, hold on, guys. No, I'm doing something. Okay, guys. I'm gonna see something real quick. I don't remember what I'm getting a phone call coming in. I'm not gonna answer it. I'm working. This assume it's probably just Tina. Remember, guys, I'm visually impaired, so I can't always see who's calling me. It's actually very, very dangerous. My family, personally, I don't know if my family took in boarders. Okay. Guys, it's several hours later, and I forgot about making this video. I went downstairs. I had dinner. hang out with my uncle and fur friends, hung out with my dog for a little bit, and that would be a cat jumping up and honey, you're not allowed to be in my videos. Is that mama cat or is this a baby cat? Guys, okay, guys, so 7. Her friends are Ruthie and Sterling. So yes, so Kit's friends are Ruthie Smithens and Sterling Howard. I keep wanting to call him Sterling Knight. If you guys are from my era, there was an actor named Sterling Knight, so I didn't name Sterling. I just think of Sterling Knight. So, no, Sterling Howard the Fourth is one of her friends, and he is mentioned in the first Kit book. Kit writes an article about how they're coming to dinner, and it is so cute, guys. 8, guys. Charlie, Kit's older brother, is not in the movie, but he's mentioned. So, guys, I think this is where I think a lot of young girls could relate to having Charlie. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a lot of texts. It's New Year's Eve as I'm filming this. Guys, Charlie was one of my favorite characters. And when I do the math back, Spencer Breslin, who is Abigail Breslin's brother, the girl who played Kittredge, was old enough to have played Charlie. Or they want someone slightly even older than that, even. They could have got their older brother. Like, to not have Charlie in the movie feels weird. It feels rushed. And he wasn't a big part. He's the one that told Kit in the book, spoiler alert, that their dad was going to be losing his car dealership. I can relate to this because my great-grandfather, lost his restaurant, his luncheonette during the Great Depression. Like I said in the other version video, guys, I was able to use this book to relate to my father, who is no longer with us now, but he was elderly when I read the book, and I was able to talk to him about Great Depression, and he lit right up, guys. My father, like I said, is the child in the Great Depression. He was born during the Great Depression. So when I told him, like, hey, Dad, in the kid's story, her father lost his shop and lost, his car dealership and all in the Great Depression, and his face lit up. But resignation, he was like, he had a straight away at the end. He said, my grandfather lost everything, but, the way he said it was so cute, he lost everything but his barbershop. My grandfather, one side of my grandparents ran, my great-grandfather was a very predominant man, guys. Even Time Magazine even did an article on my great-grandfather. Like, he was wealthy, and he was an immigrant. He did everything. He was what the Americans dream of. He's what any immigrant family dreams of. He came to America, and he owned almost the whole city, and he did everything, guys, and he got poor at the end of the Great Depression. He also did not want to lay off his people. And his family members that would come and order these big, big, luxurious dinners, and their answer was, we'll see Pop when the bill comes. My grandmother used to tell my dad that she used to work in so many shops. They were all family and business, and whenever it came time to pay, it's, we'll see Pop. We're not paying. And that's how the Dan checks became born. They didn't realize that by you guys not paying your bill when it comes to due, in the end, Grandpa's going to lose that business. In the end, you're all going to be poor. The Dan checks side, my dad's side, they were all businessmen. My mom's side was poor, I think, in some areas, and my dad's mom's side were poor. They came over from Italy. They were considered very, very poor. And my dad's his paternal grandmother. And sorry, he got me, guys. Sorry, kind of doing that. How am I gonna film? Sorry. Okay, guys. 8. Homelessness is in the movie, guys. They call them a word that's not politically and proper correct today, but people that travel around, people that go around from town to town trying to make money. Homelessness is brought up in the story. It's brought up as a big thing, and this story tries to, I'll tell you guys the meaning behind the story later on, but it's really good. Kit's family is very loving. They're kind people, guys. In the story, the family, Kit's other best friend, who only shows up in the beginning of the story, her family gets kicked out of their home, and the bank forecloses, and the family's outside crying, and Kit's mom goes over and just embraces the woman, starts hugging her. To me, that is so, so sweet. Like, she's crying and worked up, and the whole neighborhood's watching. the kid's mom said, don't mind them, basically. She didn't say it. She was like, don't mind them. Went over and hugged her and was like, guys, I've been that. So guys, in the movie, anyway, Kit's family, like I was saying. And then Ruthie, Kit's best friend, her dad runs the bank or something. So her dad said, why is this personal? And guys, we're going to get into it though, but something happens to Kit's family. But there's a happy note. Somebody had a dog named Grace, and it's not we can't feed her. Please take her. And Kit, being very kind girl, sees her and says, Mom, can we take her? And Mom said, no, she's just for one night. And she's like, okay. He grabs her. And she becomes Kit's dog. Grace becomes Kit's dog. Roger, 12. Roger's the school bully. And picks on him. He brings up people that go to food banks or just uneducated people, words that he's not, I'm not going to repeat. Guys, in my opinion, that is so ignorant. That is so wrong. That isn't true. Anybody can fall in hard times. Remember, we're talking, this movie took place in the Great Depression, guys. I promise, and at some point, guys, I think I hurt my finger here, so please excuse that. Oh, I sometimes tend a little bit. Anyway, guys, eventually, we're going to start discussing the Great Depression. I know. So, guys, you remember now, I live in a house full of people now versus when I lived alone. So, anyway, guys, Roger is basically putting up people who go to food kitchens and all, and Kit is like, no, they're still people. Well, Kit's class gets a project. It doesn't really say so much, but they do say it a little bit in the story. In the book, it happens halfway through. In the movie, this happens a lot sooner. Kit goes to the food bank to help out, like the food kitchen, and she finds her father's there. And she runs out crying and finds out her father was getting food that way to feed them. Guys, it was hard times. The Great Depression, guys, we're going to discuss this more on my channel at some point, guys. On my channels, one of my channels, both my channels, eventually we're going to discuss the Great Depression, guys. They had bread lines to feed their people, and it is the World War II brought us out of the Great Depression. So it was a horrible thing, but it brought our country and really the whole world out of the Great Depression. So World War II, I don't want to think it did any good, but it helped us in some way. It helped us as a society. As someone who grew up, I heard stories about the Great Depression firsthand from my uncle who grew up. Not the one uncle just happened. He told me plenty of stories growing up about World War II. He's talking to my dad on the phone. Like, yeah, I remember when we were kids and we used to. Guys, back in the Great Depression era, my aunt used to like to hold on to the doorknobs, like sing and dance. She's probably where I get that weird stuff from. And she had the curtains wide open, singing, dancing. And then remember, guys, this is in Norristown. They had the planes flying over. They actually would have horn alarms on. And they said to my family, Dan checks, shut that door. We shut those doors, shut those windows, shut your curtains over. Because my aunt would be sitting there like dancing. I guess she wanted people to, I don't know, she was just a young girl. And the soldiers would actually knock on the door and tell my grandparents, Dan checks, shut that door. If we can see your daughter. The racial word that is for people who are doing this, they blame the World War II on, can see them. That racial group, they ain't doing nothing. Anyway, guys, they do get Roger back at the end. 13. This is the moral of the story, I believe, and we're going to get into this, is don't judge people and be thankful and grateful for what you have. Guys, for the homeless, they start blaming the homeless for a lot of crime in the story that they weren't doing. Anyway, guys, spoiler alert. It's a words that were living with Kit's family was stealing from them and other families and blaming it on the homeless. That ain't cool. That ain't good. Okay, 14. Story was very nostalgic, believable. Yes, guys, guys, like I said, I'm going to do a whole separate video on it. I grew up with a father who was a child in World War II. So I feel like the stories were very believable. I was hearing like they were afraid of going out of food. And in that time, yeah, I bet they did look weird about selling eggs. But you know what? That kept them out the poorhouse. Okay. 15. The acting was good. It was good enough. I believed it. I enjoyed it. Yes, the movie was meant for younger people, but I loved it, you guys. 16. The movie made me feel nostalgic. You guys don't know, I actually planned for Kittredge to be my first doll. I think she was number 8. She was 8 and 9. I think Catherine, was 7 or 8. Kit was 8 or 9 in my collection. So I originally meant for Kit to be my first doll. Remember, I was going to buy her, but, you know, all the hype of her movie coming out at the time, I didn't know if it was a good idea to buy her. And I was like, I don't know. And I put it off several years, and I got her for my birthday in my 20s, so late 20s. But so she made it very nostalgic because I read the books. I was able to relate with those books, through those books, to my father, who was telling me stories about the Great Depression, which is nice to hear it one more time before he had a stroke. I don't think the stroke took away his memories. I mean, he was even stronger. But how this country was going, and, you know, I say things, and I'm not going to say what that used to say about how this country has changed. Some World War II said it was hard-working people back then. We had good, upstanding people back then. Now we don't. But I'm not going to say what Dad used to say. 18. The other guys know there was a character named Will, who was a homeless boy. I think that's the proper term today for a word they use. Another word each, and we're not going to say it here. That would help Kit's family out in exchange for food because he was hungry and he traveled around. They accused him of being a thief that was breaking and stealing houses, and the guy even set him up and that kid his leg and mailed. Long story short, guys, Kit was the only one who didn't believe him. But it was just sad to see how quick in the story. That's the whole moral of the story, is don't judge a book by its cover. Because he's homeless doesn't mean he's a bad person. Guys, trust me, I was almost homeless this year. My father was homeless for a while before I was born. You don't judge people for what they are. Oh, yes, guys. And by the way, there was a girl called County. There was a boy, it's presumably boy, called County. Now, County is not in the original book. Like I said, this takes a lot of things from Kit's original 6 stories. So County, they flew off her hat, and he said, Will said to them, you ever hear of something called a hiding? Something in plain sight? They said, yeah. And this little girl can figure out. They said, that's County. She's a little girl. So cute. And she had, which was technically my original name. I would have been born with if I would have been born another week premature. It's pretty cool. Would I recommend this movie? Yes, I would. Just for nostalgic reasons, or if you love American Girl, yes, I would recommend this movie to you. It's a fun movie. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this video here because I have to edit it and all that. Remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Go and hit that bell for post notifications. Remember, guys, love whatever you love. I love American Girl. You can love American Girl too. You're never too old to grow up. Never too old not to love American Girl. Bye-bye, guys.